I'll be showing you how GWC uses front calls. Front calls are basically a 4GL function that allows you to call a function that will execute locally on your client machine. So in general PDL, um, the front end function gives you a documentation about the front call. When it comes to GWC, since the client is inside a browser, we can call JavaScript functions directly from the 4GL by using frontCall. So here is a link to the documentation regarding it. It's under front-end call framework. And here is an example of how you would make a call to the JavaScript function. And here is an example of how the JavaScript function should look like. So what is happening here? So let me go ahead and run an example for you. Now in this example, in this field edit 1, I'm entering in an amount, and then from the drop down list I can select a value. Now when I select a value, I trigger a front call by using an on change. So as soon as I do a selection, I call up a JavaScript function that calculates the currency amount equivalent to the currency I choose from the drop down list, and then it returns a value to the 4GL. The 4GL then displays that amount value in my edit to field. So let me go ahead and open up the 4GL code for you. So this is my 4GL code, and here it's called edit 2 and edit 3. So my first field is called as edit 2 and my last field is called as edit 3. So you can see that I'm doing an input by combo box. I'm doing an input by name edit 2. So to get the value that I entered in my edit field, in my first edit field here, and then I'm doing an input by name combo box 1 to get the value that from the combo box. And as soon as the combo box value changes, I'm using the call.ui.interface front call to call this particular JavaScript function inside this particular JavaScript module. And you can see that I'm passing as arguments to that function the value from the edit 2 and the value from the combo box 1, and the value returned from the JavaScript I'm storing it in a variable called res. So let me go ahead and open up my custom JavaScript file. So this is my custom JavaScript file, but before we look into it, here is gwc components.js file, which is a default JavaScript file. And if you look inside the gwc components.js file for gwc:front call module list, this gives you the list of front-end functions that is supported by default. Now to extend this functionality, we have to use this particular name in prefix to our module list name. So if you look in our custom.js file, we have gwc::frontCall module list followed by our module name, which is translate module, and inside that we have our function name, which is translate function. And like I said, we are passing two values as arguments. One is edit 2 and the combo box 1, and as you can see, the name does not have to be the same. And here is a code where I do all my calculation, and then I'm returning an amount which will be stored in the variable res, and that returned value is used directly by the 4GL to display into my edit 3 field or into my third edit field. So in this way, I can make a call directly to the JavaScript from the 4GL without having to put any style or use any style or use any modified snippets or anything. Thank you.